Okay. All right. So the Bucks won, and in a previous video I did after Game 3, where I said Game 4 was a must-win for both teams. It was a video I did maybe a week ago or so. I said exactly this would happen if it played out. If Game 4 played out the way that if it played out in the Bucks' favor, I said this would happen. I said that the Bucks will go on to win this series. There's no way they're going to lose a game in this series. Go back and watch it. I said either the Bucks were gonna, if the Bucks win Game 4, they were gonna win out. There's no way they're gonna allow the Suns to take another game. That's why Game 4 was a must-win for them. Game 4 was a must-win for the Suns because they take a 3-1 lead and they make it damn near impossible for the Milwaukee Bucks to just win out without losing at all. But they did that anyway. And they did that earlier in the playoffs where, when Kevin Durant had that historic game, they found a way to stifle that shit. So, and they beat the brakes off the Nets. So, let me say this. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks. It's about time that Giannis was able to get this done. I mean, I've been wondering why he wasn't able to get this team to the NBA Finals over the past 2 or 3 seasons, even though he was considered a top 5 player in the NBA. They finally got it done. Now, this is what I will say. This is the same thing I said last year when the Lakers won and the Miami Heat made the NBA Finals. These past 2 years, or this past year and some change, has been extremely tough on the NBA world. We're talking about a shortened season. We're talking about no rest for the body, no preparations, for the upcoming season. It's like the season ended in the middle of last year, and by the end of last year, the new season started. And it was tough. This is why you saw so many prominent players who played significant minutes last year. This is why you saw them go down, because it's like, there was no rest. There was no time off. And although I think the Bucks should have at least been to this position where they got to the finals already. They've been losing, and I'm finally okay, you finally got here. Do I think that they'll get here again? I'm not sure. I think this is a case where luck was on their side, just like it was for the Lakers, just like it was for the Miami Heat. Luck is on their side. And manage expectations, man. Managed expectations is how people got to deal with this. Because I know people are going to take the championship win and go off like, oh my God, this is the start of a new dynasty. This is going to be Giannis's dynasty. And watch. Everybody's going to go crazy. Just like they thought the Miami Heat were going to be a team to beat in the East for the next 5 or 6 years. And they got ousted in the first round. It's going to happen. Look, I know I'm not on television. I know I'm not a former player. I know that I could be wrong. And I know I have no credibility to my name. But let me tell you this. Ever since I started doing this YouTube channel, I have been wrong before, but it is not very often that I am wrong. I make a lot of predictions. I make a lot of, assertions. And very rarely, it seems like, that I'll just be flat out wrong. The Bucks may get back here again at some point, but do I think that this is a new dynasty or something that has been created? No. I think they benefited significantly, just like the Suns. They benefited significantly from the injuries. They benefited significantly from a lot of the poor down play from other teams. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have teams like the Clippers. Sometimes you have teams that just, You know, when shit is like all over the place and the balance is off. You know, like sometimes you have those series where it's like, you know, you're just better than them right now. You know, they can't get their shit together. And it never really stays that way, you know? So we'll see, man. We'll see. But let's go.
As everyone knows, we know how it goes. You pull for your picks. And as Nick reminded me before this segment, I picked the Suns, all right? So I'm pulling for the Suns. And obviously, as a longtime basketball guy, I wanted to see Chris Paul get his ring. But all that said, man, I got to be honest. There's a big part of me that is happy for Giannis. Because this dude is so humble. He's so transparent. In his press conferences. I mean, you just can't help his work ethic. You can't help but pull for this dude.
That's the one thing I can say about this happening is that Giannis deserves this shit, man. Like, I mean, I remember watching a video from when he was a kid. I mean, like, if I'm making a guess, he had to be around 16, 17. And he looked young. He actually looked a lot like my nephew. So it's like, I was like, damn, look at Giannis at 16. God, so fucking young. And he was still big for his age. And somebody asked him, you know, what did he want to be? And he said, I want to be the best basketball player in the world or something like that. He said, I wanted to work to become the best basketball player in the world. And I was like, oh my God. At 16, man, this dude was already with the mindset that he wanted to be the best basketball player in the world. And look at him now. 2-time MVP, and now he's an NBA champion and an NBA Finals MVP. I mean, you got to respect that, man. You got to respect. There is no way that is not a respectable thing. So
I was very happy for him. And it was great to see. He did it the old-fashioned way. This is not to disparage anybody else the way they did it. But he did it the way Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, Dr. J, Julius Erving. That's how they did it. They went through their heartbreak with the one franchise. They looked at times like they wouldn't win it. And they persevered, and they finally got that ring. And that makes it that much better. So it was great to see.
I mean, wouldn't you say LeBron did the same thing? Wouldn't you say that other players, like, they went through their heartbreak? I mean, sure, you got Kevin Durant that went to Golden State. I mean, that's not really the same thing. But what about Steph Curry? Steph Curry was on that team for a very long time. Steph Curry was on the Warriors. I remember there was one game, and I will never forget this game, where the Warriors played. Well, I'm going to forget some details, obviously, but the Warriors played a game where they only had 5 players that played the entire fucking game, and Curry was one of them. And they won that game. I mean, they dealt with, Curry dealt with his heartbreak, man. Curry dealt with his down years. Curry dealt with a lot. What about Paul Pierce? You know, what about Paul? Paul Pierce was on the Celtics since 1998. And in 2008, he was finally able to complete the journey and win the title. I would say Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, but they kind of went to a different team to get theirs. But heartbreak is heartbreak, whether you're with one franchise or another. And Chris Paul right now is heartbroken. I mean, can you imagine how hard it was? 16 years to get to this point. You win 2 games in a row to start the series. All you need to do is win 2 more fucking games. 2 more games out of the 16 years and the thousands of games you played. Like, all you have to do is win, well, thousands. Well, about 1,000, maybe 2,000 games that you played. And all you got to do is win 2 more fucking games and you're an NBA champion for the rest of your life. I mean, that's heartbreak, man. That's heartbreak. You don't have to be with one franchise for the rest of your career. and experience those up and downs, up and down years, And to be honest, did Giannis really even have like turmoil? I mean, this team they were winning a lot and they were losing primarily because of him. I mean, sure, his teammates deserve blame, the coaching deserves blame, but when you have an MVP, you have a supposed one of the best players in the NBA, and people keep saying this, when you have a superstar, you're supposed to, that superstar is supposed to carry or whatever. They say that having a superstar gives you a significant advantage to win, but they can never win in the playoffs, so part of that has to be on Giannis's shoulders. But there are plenty of people in the NBA, in NBA's history, that suffered defeat. I mean, look at Charles Barkley, man. This dude went his entire career without. He made it to one NBA Finals, but never winning anything. Reggie Miller made it to an NBA Finals, wasn't able to win. Went up against arguably one of the best teams ever assembled in the NBA. In the 2000 Lakers. Come on.
As far as basketball, to be able to play the best game of your life in the biggest game of your life, that is...
Giannis is not taller than anybody, but his length. Who can realistically stop him if he's super aggressive and has the intent to finish? Nobody. Who the fuck on the Suns was going to stop that? Look, Jay Crowder is on him. And Jay Crowder is a really good defender. Jay Crowder on his best day and Giannis's worst day would not be able to keep Giannis from at least reaching 20 points. Giannis is tall. Giannis is long. Giannis is physical. Giannis is... Bro, I know we call Donovan Mitchell the Spider-Man, but this nigga is the Spider-Man. This dude is the Spider. And you can't stop him once he gets to once he has a mind to finish, you can't stop him. And once Giannis develops a consistent three-point shot, and I keep saying this about Ben Simmons, all Ben Simmons needs is a three-point shot, and he'll be damn near unstoppable. But once Giannis develops a three-point shot, I think he has a better chance than Simmons. There is no stopping him. There is no doing anything about him. I'm sorry, but right now, he was dominant. He was dominant.
Huge.
That's right.
That is huge. Now, and in a closeout game, to do what he did, obviously Shaq had...
All right, I'm going to rewind a little bit. Look at that play again where Giannis worked his way to the rim around Jay Crowder and got the offensive rebound and a putback.
This game of your life. That is huge.
That's right.
That is huge. Now, and in a closeout game, to do what he did,
you know what that reminds me of? Is when I'm at the basketball court with my nephew's cousins and I'm playing basketball and I'm taller than them and I'm out rebounding them while they're jumping up trying to get the ball from me. That's what that looks like. And this is a grown-ass man in the NBA where there's other grown-ass men. And he's just easily putting the ball back up like what the fuck are they going to do about it? It's funny. It's funny. And this is why it's hard for me to believe that this dude finally won and he wasn't able to do it at some point in the past. Because Giannis has been for years one of the more physically intimidating and just unstoppable people in the NBA. Unless he went up against Kawhi Leonard, where Kawhi Leonard is he's a robot. But, Giannis, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Obviously, Shaq had some tremendous closeout games. Michael, LeBron had triple-doubles in closeout games. We've seen some great closeout games. The only thing I can even come close to comparing this to was Magic as a rookie in 1980, 42, 15 boards, and 7 assists. But here's the difference. Even then, Magic got 37 points and 10 rebounds from his Hall of Fame teammate Jamal Wilkes. Giannis last night was a one-man show. Okay?
Yeah, he scored half that team's points. Half of them. On a team where probably like 7 or 8 people played, he got half the points of his team. And he got more than half of the other team. It's just a shame, man.
Chris Middleton hit the big shot at the end. Drew Holiday hit a couple big shots. But the only other Bucks player that played either at his normal level or above was Bobby Portis. Maybe Brook Lopez, maybe. But really it was Bobby Portis. Giannis did it all. All the cliches apply. Man amongst boys. One man show. A man possessed. He wouldn't be denied. He did everything. He dominated the interior on both sides. Defensively, he blocked shots at the rim. He blocked jump shots. He guarded everybody from DeAndre Ayton to Devin Booker to Chris Paul. He scored. He dunked on 3 Suns. He scored on jump hooks in the paint. He hit little short jumpers in the paint. He hit a 3-pointer, for goodness sake. And obviously, you said it, he hit his free throws.
That block on Ayton, if I'm the Suns, man, my confidence was done there. Like, if Ayton can't finish that shit and he gets blocked at the rim like that, where Giannis doesn't even have a good angle on the fucking block and was still able to block it, like that was the end of the game right there. I don't know what at what point that was, like, that happened in the game, but that was the end of the game right there. Jesus.
This was incredible. And it was just awesome to watch, man. And I think the dude just deserves nothing but praise.
I wouldn't say that, but I do think that he deserves his flowers. Congratulations to Giannis and the Bucks, man. But we'll see what happens next year, man. The hardest thing to do when you become a champion is to repeat. You're no longer the hunter, you're the hunted, and those cliches apply because everybody is going to be looking to take you out. And if they can't beat you, they're going to try to destroy you in some way. Like, that's just the way it is. And people who are not fans of your team will root for your demise, man. Like, it happens. But we'll see how the Bucks handle it. All right, I'm done.